we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is how to set goals for yourself and how to actually achieve your goals. So I'm actually going to start by showing you guys a quick video. Let's see. So if you're here for the first workshop, I mentioned that one of my heroes and one of my friends is this guy named Ja Jang. So 100 days ago, Ja started a blog, and it's about overcoming one of his fears. So he's a complete introvert in every sense of the word. He's very shy. He's basically he almost says that he's scared of the world. And the one thing that he really hated was that he hated being rejected, which is hard because he's an entrepreneur. So when you're trying to get investors to invest in your company, you have to go out there and pitch your idea, and most investors will say no. And then you also have to get clients, and some clients won't buy your products, they'll say no. And some people who you think will join your cause won't. So Ja put his career on hold from being an entrepreneur because he wanted to first learn to overcome his fear of rejection. So he set a simple goal: 100 days, 100 rejections. Let's see what happens. So this is his very first video. So I want you guys to watch and notice what he does, or
$100 from a store. Alright, this is my first try. I'm gonna try to borrow $100 from a stranger. This is very tough, but let's give it a shot. Excuse me, do you think I can borrow $100 from you? No? Alright. No, okay, sorry, thanks. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I didn't know he was a security or someone. I don't know, he just sits there. He looks like a security guard. I thought he might pull out a gun or just yell at me or something, but he just said, no, okay, that's not too bad. So, first day was a success.
I'm gonna teach you a secret for staying motivated and to complete anything that you want to complete. Even if it's something you said you want to do, but you keep putting it off. I'm gonna show you a secret about how just to get it done. Alright, so why have a goal? So you guys remember the video I showed you. Now I want you guys to watch this video. So this was day one, when his first question was to ask someone to get $100. So this is day 99. So I want you to see how much he improves throughout the course.
Hello, this is John. I'm doing another episode of Rejecting Therapy. This is my 100-day journey of coming here. Yes, my 100 days are almost over, and a lot of you write emails or leave comments saying, "Don't end this. You want more of this." And I won't. I'll just let you know I won't. I found something so much bigger than myself, and I feel by doing this, I'm not just only helping myself, but also making the world a better place. And so I'm not going to end it, and I'll let you know my plan very soon. So today, my 99, I want to do something that a little bit weird. Weird is not the right word. Anyway, I'm going to ask people to rate my looks. So, yeah, that's a weird question for me to ask, but I won't have the courage to ask a few people how they think I look from a scale of 0 to 10, how I look. That's it. Well, we'll see what happens. All right, follow me. Hey, can I ask you a question? How do I look? Like from a scale from 0 to 10, how good do I look?
Based on what?
Based on your, this is how you see me.
Like an average guy.
Average guy, like give me a score, 0 to 10.
Yeah.
8? That's pretty high. All right, I take it. Thank you. The shorts, okay.
Black socks took off.
All right, shorts and black socks. Okay, no black socks, no shorts.
Yeah.
No socks at all.
No socks. Because old men only guys over 60 wear black socks and
Alright, thank you. Alright, okay. Alright, thank you, ladies. See ya.
When ladies told me I look like over 60 years old man, I better listen. So the socks are off.
From 0 to 10, how would you rate me, my look?
Oh, I have no idea. Oh,
Give me, yeah,
6 or 7.
6 or 7. 6.5?
Somewhere near.
6.75. How about that?
If you want to, 6.82.
Alright, 6.82. Thank you. How do I look?
Good.
Can you give me a rate, like from 0 to 10? What score would you give me?
10.
10.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Alright, score from 0 to 10. How would you rate me?
I don't. What do we do? We're rating the look?
Yeah, how do you rate me?
With the kind of tourist look.
Tourist, you look
A little bit.
a little bit.
Touristy.
Give me a score.
Score on what?
From you, the overall package, like the way I dress, the way I look.
This is Austin, so.
You fit right in.
Yeah.
I fit right in. 0 to 10. How would you give me?
An
8. You?
I'd say 7.
7.
You don't have flip-flops on.
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah. That would give me a 9, right? Yeah. Too bad. Yeah, I should wear it. 8, 7. How?
Down the middle, 7.5.
7.5. All right. Thank you guys. I feel good. All right. I appreciate it.
Great.
Give me a score from 0 to 10. How would you give me?
Well, are you going to meet someone or
No, just
interview?
no, just life, like generally how I look, how I dress, and
Great, and I love this.
this. Yeah, this. What would you give me? 9, 10, 8, 7, 8, 8 and 9, 8.7, 8.5. How about 8.6? Okay, all right, okay.
Twist my arm.
All right, thank you.
From 0 to 10.
From 0 to 10,
Like in a casual setting, or where would you be going?
I'll be going in Costco shopping in the middle of the day. How would you rate this look?
I would be very high.
Huh?
I would rate you very high. You look very clean, like very groomed. Your clothes look casual and nice.
Thank you. Can you give me a score?
I'll be honest.
Be very
I
honest.
would say between 8 and 9.
Okay.
And the reason, because your shoes, like, and this is super picky.
Okay.
But because they look, like that material.
Oh, okay.
It wears off, but,
Uh-huh.
I mean, overall, I would say extremely.
Okay.
I would say like just.
Yeah, 8.5. How's 8.5? 8.5 sounds good.
And that's very high.
Yeah.
Good 8 or 9.
Good 8 or 9?
Uh-huh.
8.5 maybe?
Yeah, I can go with that.
8.5. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Well, that was a lot easier than I thought. So people are nice. So I asked 9 people, and they gave me an average of 8.1, and I'll take that. But I asked the 10th person, who's my wife, and without hesitation, she gave me a 10, and that's a score I will take. So at least in her eyes. Okay, my 100th request will come out next week, so stay tuned. I'll see you the next day. Bye.
Alright guys, so you saw the first day when he's asking for a $100 bill, and you just saw the 99th day when he asked 10 random strangers to rate his look. By the way, how do I look, guys?
Solid 10.
Solid 10. Okay, thank you.
It's my honor to be here. The
Okay.
International Business Management Studies of the Hague University in the Netherlands has asked me
I
to
see.
give them the class of 2013 a commencement speech through a
Alright guys, so judging from the first day when he just has the ask for $100 bills to a random stranger versus asking 10 random strangers to rate his look, what kind of change you guys noticed during the whole time, from the first video to the 99th?
He was kind of hesitating when he was approaching the security guard. He was like, hi, excuse me. He was like, he wasn't mumbling, he was like, there was a lot of,
So he was pretty nervous, that you would say.
yeah.
Anything else?
He was a lot more confident in the second video. He was like chatting with the people. She was like having almost having a good time.
Mm.
That's just a little observation, like when he was recording in the beginning and the end, he was smiling at the camera instead of like awkwardly just tensing up. So he's definitely more comfortable by the end of it.
Anything else for you guys?
Just look happier.
happier, right? Anything else to add, guys? Maybe? Okay. So,
It's a super minor point, but the fact that he actually went to multiple people in the last video versus that he pretty much just went to one person and was kind of exhausted by the end of the day.
and he also negotiated, right? So he emphasized the whole negotiation. In the first video, instead of asking for $100, he could ask for $50, $1 penny, right? So what I'm trying to demonstrate here is 100 days ago, Joe started with a goal of being a more confident person. And through that, he decided he wanted to overcome his fear of rejection. And as you can see, he clearly achieved his goal. So he has a whole blog. I recommend you guys watch it. And some of the videos, and if you watch the video slowly, you slowly see how he becomes this nervous person, this really confident, this master of rejection. So now he's traveling around the world giving talks about how to overcome your fear of rejection. So he's built a life for himself, a career, he feels more confident, he's happier. And the 100th rejection, I'll let you guys watch that. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's a really good rejection. So you guys gave some reasons why it was great to set goals. Why do you guys think why it's so important for you guys to set goals in your own lives?
That's the only way to strive for and measure personal growth.
Right. So personal growth, that's a good one. I'm gonna add, it also gives you something to look forward to, right? So if you don't know where you're going, then you're off. Well, you don't know where you're going. So you guys mentioned a couple good points. So 3 things that I want to make note of is, 1, it does improve your self-image. Being able to take your goal and say that you did it, it's nothing like that to boost your self-confidence, boost your self-esteem, and just make you overall a better person. Second, one of my favorites is it makes you aware of your strengths. Because oftentimes when you start a goal, you don't know what your strengths are. But by the time, you might find that you learn things that you don't know that you knew. And third, forces you to have priorities. Okay. So why is this important? So Speak for the Meek is about improving your self-confidence, being able to communicate with other people. So why do we include a goal setting course? Well, I think that this should be the foundation for everything from now on, because what you're going to be doing in the workshop in the next couple of weeks is you're going to be learning how to have conversations with people that you've never met, how to hold conversations that you think would die, how to connect with people who could change your lives, how to give public speeches, and how to learn to lead teams. But before you can do all that, you have to be confident in your own abilities to achieve these things. So over the next couple of workshops, one of the central goals I want to emphasize to you guys is set goals. No matter what it is that you do, always have goals, because if you don't know where your goals are, you don't know what you're doing, then it shouldn't matter. But if your goal is to be more confident, if it's to get a higher grade, if it's to lose weight, then you should have those goals in mind. So when you progress from day to day, you'll know where you're going. Alright, so we're going to talk about how to create failure-proof goals. So as I mentioned earlier, 92% of people never achieve the goals that they set themselves in January. But I'm going to walk you guys through the process. And the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, what's the most important thing about setting goals? Do you think? Brent?
I guess making sure they're like realistic and attainable.
Okay, realistic and attainable.
Right.
Cafe?
Do you have a plan in place on how you're going to achieve that?
Okay, that's good. Erica?
To believe that it can be done.
Believe that I can. Chris?
To let other people know so they can keep you on track.
Okay. Scott?
Writing it down and keeping it somewhere I can see.
Yes. So you guys all mentioned great points, and we're actually all going to hit all those points. But the first, most important thing to do is write down your goals. So there's a study done at Yale, and it's one of my favorite studies. So it's in the 1950s. They took a group of students and divided them into 2 groups. One group wrote down their goals, and one group just told their goals out loud. What they found was 10 years down the road, the group that wrote down their goals, about 80% of them actually accomplished the goals that they set themselves up for. And the ones who did not, well, about 40% of them achieved their goals. So the message is, as long as if you write down your goals, and I don't mean type it down, literally write down your goals, it's going to increase the chance of you actually achieving your goal by 50%. So based on that, and it's not the only study, it's been replicated at Harvard, it's been just done all over the place. And it's one of my favorites because they recently redid the goal about 10 years ago at Stanford. They took a bunch of business people and business students, and they had them write down their business goals. And then many of them wanted to be a CEO of their own company. And then the 10-year anniversary recently happened, and voila, the people who wrote their goals actually became CEOs, like started their own company. And it's just the power of writing down your goals. So if you guys have a goal, you don't have to say it out loud. I just want you to write it down on a sheet of paper. Just write down a goal that you have. It could be for this semester, it could be for 10 years from now. I just want you guys to write it down. I have these. Alright, it's time to write down your goal. Alright, yeah. I gotta take on to sugar down as well. Yes. If you write as many goals as you want down. And then when you guys are ready, I'll look up to me and we'll proceed. So this is actually one of my favorites, and no matter what organization I'm leading, I always have my board members write down their goals at the beginning of the term. We put it up in an envelope, we seal it up, I put it in a secret place, and at the end of the term, they get to have it back. And what's so amazing is, no matter what group it is, they'll write down whatever their personal goals are, their goals for organization, and they're just silly goals. And what's funny is that every year when they read the letters, they're always surprised. Wow, I actually did this. I don't even remember setting this. That's right. Write down your goals. Right, everyone up? 30 seconds to wrap up. Don't worry, this is an exercise you guys should do for yourselves. And I have a friend, what she does is she writes a letter of how she wants to be a year from now, before every start of every school year. She'll put it in an envelope, seal it up, and then she'll give it to someone. She's like, mail this to me a year from now. And it's already post-stamped and everything. So all they have to do is put it in the mail and they get it right after. And this is also something that Master Chun at Berkeley College does every year. He has all the students write down a goal, and then they get it back the following year as a sophomore, and then again as a junior, and then upon graduation, they'll get back their final letter. And well, the results have been really happy. And he's a psychology professor, so he should know a little bit more than I do. Alright, so the next thing is, now you've written down your goals. You guys mentioned about having realistic goals. I like to think about having SMART goals. What does this stand for? Well, it's about having specific goals, about being able to measure your goals, making sure it's attainable, it's relevant, and it's time sensitive. So we're gonna go through each of these one by one, and I'll give you guys a demonstration. So I want you guys to remember Ja and his 100 days of rejection. So we're gonna use him as a model about why it actually works. Alright, one is be specific. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, how are you gonna do it? Are you gonna diet? Are you gonna go to the gym? Are you gonna do a program like P90X? Are you gonna do Insanity? What is it that you wanna do? So it's not enough just to say, I want this. Somewhere along the way, you have to figure, how am I actually gonna do this? So writing down your goals isn't magic. It doesn't automatically get your goal down. But by thinking about your goals, you're already one step ahead. And to take another step ahead, make sure it's specific. If your goal is to be a great public speaker, figure out how are you gonna gain experience as a public speaker. Think about that. So, does anyone remember what Jao's specific goal was?
Just get over the rejection,
Right, how did he do that?
like progressively, going from rejection to rejection.
Right, so he wanted to overcome rejection, and to make sure that he overcame his rejection, he set himself up for rejection every single day. So even though we saw him get rejected, well, I guess the last one wasn't really rejected. Some of his videos, he had successes, such as being able to fly an airplane, he got to drive a police vehicle, he got to ride in a helicopter, he got to skydive, he's been able to do so many amazing things by just simply asking. So his goal was to get rejected. Every time he had a success, he actually counted that as a failure. has to be measured. So if you're losing weight, how much weight do you want to lose? So with Zhao's example, his measurement was how many rejections can I get in 100 days? Alright, measurable. There it is, attainable. So I saw this ad and I'm thinking, no, this is definitely not attainable. So third goal should be attainable. You can write down your goal, it can be specific, but if you are a scrawny person going to the gym for the first time, as I was a year ago, there is no way you're lifting 300 pounds right off the bat, or even within a month. Unrealistic things, unattainable, just like this. Fourth is, needs to be relevant. So this is a segment from one of my favorite interviews. It's actually an interview with Steve Jobs.
You have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, and you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that were successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it, you got to have passion. And I think that's the high order bit. The second thing is you've got to be a really good talent scout, because no matter how smart you are, you need a team of great people, and you've got to figure out how to size people up fairly quickly, make decisions without knowing people too well, and hire them, and see how you do and refine your intuition, and be able to help build an organization that can eventually just build itself. Because you need great people around you.
So that was an interview with Steve Jobs a while ago, and it was about what does he think contributes to so many successful people. And one of the things that Steve Jobs does throughout his whole career is you have to be passionate about what you do. If your goal is something that you want, but you have no motivation to do it, you're not going to achieve it. You're going to give up, you're going to lose motivation. So the one thing is, whatever your goal is, make sure that you are actually motivated to complete it. And be time sensitive. Have a deadline to your goal. If you don't have a deadline, there's no commitment, there's no pressure for you to honor your goal. This is probably one of the most important points, is to have a deadline to your goal. Alright, so we have a SMART goal. And I actually want to put this into practice actually. Does anyone have a goal that they would like to share and with the group, and see if we can actually run through this and see if we can make it a better goal? Just anyone? Alright. I'll
Start talking to strangers more often.
Alright.
Conversations with them.
So start talking with strangers the whole conversation. Okay. So let's go one actually. Let's talk about it. So what is something specific that Brennan can do to talk to strangers and hold conversations with them?
Just do it.
Just do it, right? Just do it, right? Okay. So how can he measure that he's doing it? Count the number of strangers he talks to, right? It's a good one. Third one, is it attainable? And is it something that you love to do?
Sure, let's do it.
And what kind of deadline would you like to put on?
Maybe like a month.
A month? How many strangers would you like to talk to?
At least like one a day, I would say.
One a day? So 30, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so everyone heard the goal? We're gonna hear back from it in 30 days. That brings it up to my next point. The reason why one of you guys mentioned sharing your goal, right? Or was it you, Chris, who said share your goal with the community? So this gets into an idea of a support network. So once you write down your goal and you go through, you make it a SMART goal, the next thing you do, and I always recommend this, is to have a support network. So let me talk to you about a support network. So this is one of my favorite quotes, is you are the average of 5 people you hang out with most. And so this guy right here, he is one of the first people to swim across the Arctic, which is funny because before this picture was taken, he didn't have an idea of what he wanted to do. but he hung around a bunch of people who swam, and they just motivated him to do it. And this is one of my favorite quotes because one thing I learned at Yale is that it does matter who you hang out with, and I'm going to show you a personal story of mine in a couple of slides about how just being in the right environment and being around the right people can motivate you to do your goal or not. Before that, does anyone know who this is? So this guy is a friend of mine. His name is Scott Dinsmore. He has a blog and now a website company. It's called Live Your Legend. So Scott, before he had his website called Live Your Legend, he always had this blog for 7 years. And for the first 4 years, he only had 5 readers. Him, his girlfriend, his mom, and 2 random strangers. And for 4 years, he wrote every day for this blog, every great material when no one would read it. And every time he told people that one day I'm going to turn this blog into a company and help empower people, he would shoot him down, and his community was just so unsupportive. So what he did was he moved to San Francisco. So San Francisco is actually one of the biggest blogging headquarters of the world because some of the most famous bloggers are there. He made friends with 5 of them. And the 5 of them, just being around them every day, he picked himself back up, wrote for his blog, learned their trades, learned why they were so successful. And within a year, he was able to generate $97,000 in the first year just moving to San Francisco. And it was all about being with the right people. So this got Scott thinking, if I could do this by just surrounding myself with the right amount of people, imagine what I could do to help other people become what they want to be, just by surrounding themselves. So he came up with this program, which is called the Mastermind Program. And it's pretty much the question is asking, what would you do if the people around you would not let you fail? So what he did was he created this online community called Live Your Legend, where people from all around the world would come together and they would form these online groups called mastermind groups. Mastermind group is just a group of people who meet regularly and they share their goals, their progress, and they keep each other accountable. And within the first year, some of the most amazing stories came from Scott's program. 2 people found love, they got married. A group of people who were terrified of heights went skydiving together. And this is actually a picture of people who want to go backpacking, they were adults, I think they were parents who used to be able to have freedom, but they helped each other, they booked tickets, and they are now out here. And that's only some of the stories. A couple of people also wanted to start a company, but didn't know how. 5 of them got together, formed a mastermind group, and they generated about $60,000 last year, just 1 year working together. So the power of mastermind groups is one of the most best kept secret in both settings. Because if you surround yourself with the right amount of people, there's no telling what you can do. And there are certain people that I think you guys should keep yourself around, and they've been able to help me. So this is my journey to losing 40 pounds. So this is my picture before coming to Yale, and this is my girlfriend. And before I came to Yale, I live out in Georgia. So in Georgia, we're known for a couple things. One of them is southern fried foods. So every day I would have fried chicken, McDonald's, whatever it is. So it's a very unhealthy lifestyle. And it soon caught up to me. I used to drink about 4 cans of soda a day. 4 cans of soda a day. I would eat McDonald's at least 4 times a week. So I was huge. My body mass index was out there. So right before I came to Yale, I took a physical, and my doctor said, "Look, your blood sugar level is like 60-year-old. Are you kidding me? How much sugar are you putting in your body?" He told me if you keep this up, you're pretty much going to die before you're 40. And that was such a wake-up call for me. An 18-year-old telling me, you're going to die soon if you keep this up. There was nothing like that. It was kicking in pants. He's like, oh wow, I didn't know I was overweight. Even then, I didn't think I was overweight. I was big. So my girlfriend, who does cross-country, and she's just an all-year athlete, she said, Darius, why don't you just cut down the soda? You don't have to give up McDonald's, right? Just cut out soda. So I said, fine. Instead of drinking 4, I'll drink 3.5. So I actually did that. And 3.5 was how I started. And slowly I pulled back, and then soon I gave up soda entirely. And I also gave up fast food slowly, and I started eating more healthy. It helps when you're at Yale and everything is healthy. Even chicken tender, we only get that once every 2 weeks. So I started eating healthy, and I was able to lose 40 pounds and during my first 2 years at Yale. And it was because my girlfriend was such a supportive person. I tried to lose weight before, my girlfriend's help. I tried to do Insanity, P90X diet, all that failed. I set effective goals, I wrote down my goals, I person to support me in my goals. And I failed every single time. It's a horrible experience. But that's how I learned the power of having a support network. And there are a couple people that I always keep on my support network, no matter what I'm doing. So one is people who have similar goals. So think of Alcoholics Anonymous and why it is so effective and why it's so successful. It's a group of people getting together, holding each other accountable for their goals. If there's a group of us and we're sitting around in a circle and all of us are drinkers and we're trying to give up drinking for a week, and 15 people gave up drinking and you're the 16th person, the pressure is on you to give up. So everyone puts pressure on themselves, but they also push pressure on everyone else. So everyone achieves their goal because everyone keeps everyone accountable. And if you fail, then everyone will know you failed. And reputation is such a thing that we value here. Next thing is have people who are further ahead in your goals. So mentors. So when I was dieting, I was reading all these diet books. I was reading all these workout books. I was trying to find out what's the best way for me to do this by people who've done it before me. And last are people who keep you accountable. So even though my girlfriend wasn't dieting or working out at the same time I was, she kept me accountable. Every night I would call her, I'd say, hey, this is what I did today, this is what I weighed in. And if I cheated my diet, she knew. So these are three types of people. And many of you guys have applied for the Speak for the Meek mastermind group, which is going to be a similar process. We're going to have you guys set your goals. You guys are going to have goals, and then throughout the semester, we're going to keep you guys accountable, and by the end, hopefully everyone will achieve your goals, and if not, everyone's going to just have a great time. Alright. So for the next workshop, I want you guys to keep this in mind. The next workshop is going to be about how to connect with people. So I mentioned about setting up a social network. Next 2 weeks from now, we're going to be talking about how to connect with people who can change your lives, mentors, people who can help you achieve your goals, and how to just connect with the next person sitting next to you, if that's something that you want to do. Alright, so the last thing, I told you guys that there is a secret to achieving any goal or anything on your to-do list, today, tomorrow, whenever it is, whatever deadline you want. So I'll tell you that. Before I tell you what it is, it's pretty dangerous. It's pretty dangerous. Oh no, you're not gonna die. But it's pretty dangerous. So has anyone heard of a commitment device? So commitment device is what changed my life around. So 2 summers ago, I was studying at London School of Economics. I was taking a game theory course, and we were introduced to this theory called a commitment device. What a commitment device is it literally puts you between a rock and a hard spot. So you force yourself into a corner where you only have 2 choices. So they do this in the military a lot. If you're a small army and you're a general and you're trying to get your troops to actually fight instead of retreat, what they do is they position their troops against the river. So that way, the troops only have 2 choices. Either you fight or you die. And no one wants to die, so they'll choose to fight. So there's no third option. There's no way to run out. So a commitment device is somehow forcing yourself into a corner where you have no option but to choose what is best for you, even though you know you would rather not do it. For me, my commitment device, my sophomore year, was simple. So my girlfriend and I are 1,000 miles away, and I only get to see her a couple times out of the year, twice a semester. So one thing we really value is being able to see each other. So we would buy tickets to see each other. And I love that. So I told her one day, well, Tina, I have an idea. What if I do this? I'll work out 5 times a week. And let's say if I don't work out 5 times a week, one day I tell you I didn't work out, I want you to get your ticket, rip it up, don't come see me. It's that simple. So I put myself in a hard spot. Either I can go to the gym, suck it up, and see my girlfriend, or I don't go to the gym and I don't see my girlfriend. So I hate going to the gym, but I also hate not seeing my girlfriend. I hate not seeing my girlfriend more, so I chose the lesser of 2 evils, which is to go work out. And now I love working out, so the commitment device doesn't work anymore, but by the way, this is 400 pounds, 405 pounds to be exact. It's just amazing. So that is essentially a commitment device. And there are things that you can do that I found very helpful. When I have an essay that's due, let's say in a week, but I want to finish it about the night before, I'll email my professor when it's signed. It's like, dear Professor X, I will be sending you this draft of the essay in 5 days. I know it's due in 7 days, but I like to keep myself accountable. I'll send it to you in 5 days. So there I put my reputation on the line. If he doesn't receive it, well, he doesn't receive it. So I put myself in a hard spot. So commitment devices is one of the best kept secrets I've discovered. because with that, I've been able to do so many amazing things, and losing weight is one of them. And the cool thing is, there's this thing called stick K, which is actually founded at Yale by a professor. And what it is you set a goal, you set a stake. So the stake can be a picture of you doing something embarrassing, or it can be a monetary amount. So let's say $10,000. And then what happens is you designate someone to receive the $10,000 if you fail. If you achieve your goal, you get the $10,000 back, or whatever amount you put. But if you don't, it goes somewhere. So it asks you, what causes do you support? For example, if you're a Christian Republican, it will suggest that you give it to an abortion clinic. If you are, however, a Democrat, liberal, it will automatically send it to the National Rifle Association. So something that you would hate to send it to. So it puts you between rock and a hard spot. When this website started, they were like, oh, just donate to any charity you want. That failed because it's like, oh, the excuse is, oh, I'm giving it to the Red Cross, I'm fine. But now, if I am a Democrat and I have to give it to a Republican candidate, yeah, I'm going to be a little more motivated to set my goals. And you'll get a referee, someone to see if you reach the goal. And then 4, the support network system, you get to add friends and they get to see what you do. So if one week you want to weigh 110, but you suddenly weigh 115, everyone in your support network will know, they'll encourage you to move on. So the 6K model is something that's free. It's a commitment device that you can do if you don't want to tell someone else about, or you have to tell someone, but if you don't want to do something as serious as I did. So I use the K as well on certain classes, certain courses, workload-wise. It's been phenomenal. Alright, so to review, you should have SMART goals. Write your goals down. And then build a support network that will support you, and surround yourself with the people who will want you to succeed in your goals. Alright, and this is a commitment device. Did anyone get the reference? You guys get the reference? Yeah. So he wants to hear the siren song, but he knows that if he hears the siren song, he's going to jump off the boat and they're going to kill him. So he has a sailor tie him to the mast. They have wax in their ear, beeswax, so they can't hear his cries to let me go. So that's a classic example of the commitment device. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Rowing
Last one.
coaches will say that. Rowing coaches love to say that.
Just do it. Say
They'll
it.
hear the siren song.
You know, I'm in pain.
Yeah.
Last one, just do it. That is probably the most important thing. Just do it. Alright guys, any questions?